Hello, I'm out here back again at one of my favorite places in the world, the Conejos River in southern Colorado. Give a little look here. It's an absolutely beautiful day today. Super blue skies. It's about 55 degrees. I even got my best companion here, Atlas, is with me. Hi, Atlas. You're a good girl. I'm out here fishing. Mainly just out here hanging. I love coming out into nature. As if you've seen these before, you know that. And it's really, I mean, for me personally, it is probably my number one way to reset my field, reset my energy, help me to ground. Help me to reconnect, recalibrate if I've been like doing lots of sessions or I'm on my phone all the time, or if I've been just like scrolling a lot, like tracking the events in the world, whatever. This is the place to come. And my day cleared up today unexpectedly, and I wanted to bring Atlas, and she can come with me here to the river. It's very friendly and accessible along the riverbank, so she can hang out with me all day. But yeah, man, wow. What a moment. There's been so much going on. I was just at home for 2 weeks with my mama and my sister, my brother-in-law, and their children, their adult children. A little bit north of Columbus, a little bit north of where I grew up, but where my mom lives now. She lives with my sister. And anyhow, my mom had been... she's had a rough go of it, man. She's had a bunch of surgeries since last summer, and was finishing up recovery from the recent surgery in a hospital style living center with nurses, etc., in rehab, physical therapy. And so I went out there for 2 weeks to spend some time with her, and yeah, which was really wonderful. It's I always love going back home. My little visits that go back home. Try to get there at least once a year, but to go visit my family out there and return to those roots. But yeah, this time was really good. To be able to go and spend so much time with mom, and so. But that's inherently if you know me well. There's a little bit of breeze. Hopefully, the audio is going to come through here without too much noise. Let me see if I can hide my microphone. There we go. Yeah, it's, if you know me, and, you probably do if you're watching these videos. It's being in a hospital environment every day, all day, being there to support my mom. And, it's wild. It's an intense energy, and, but it was really wonderful where she was at. The nurses were really lovely human beings, and they really cared for my mom, which was great. But some intense energy there, and some ancestral energies, and we had mom and I had some really good conversations and really good times. And I feel like that was in and of itself is reflective of the energy that's going on right now. Of these energies. Amy and I, we talk about it like we're getting squeezed, right? I've been saying this for years, but it's it's really on right now. The squeeze is on, like a cosmic constrictor, just squeezing it up, anything that does not belong, and then every moment there are these opportunities for us right now. And so, after getting home then, I've been home, I got home a week ago, I guess, almost a week ago, last Saturday. And, yeah, a couple of days back home, and, I end up finding out then in a bit of a kind of a surprising turn of events that I'm going to need to move again here shortly at the end of the month of May. Because I've been on a month-to-month since my 1-year lease had expired, and it's been almost another year. And the owners are going to be retaking possession and living in the space. And so me and my son and his partner get to find a new homes, which is, in this moment is a little bit of a daunting moment, but I really, outside of, just kind of the unexpectedness, right? When these energies rise, um, I'm not feeling any kind of stress or anything like that. And I really, over the years, I've come to really see these kinds of moments as opportunities, right? And while when I was married, my ex-wife and I, we had a couple of moments like that. Where like, something, we were renting a home and the home sold, ironically, to my current landlord, interestingly. And and other moments like that, like other unexpected moments. And then after she and I got divorced, then living on my own, and there, last year, or I guess now almost 2 years ago, before I moved into my current place. That was the home that I'd lived in for like 8 years and kind of raised my children after Lane and I split up, and really expanded my life in amazing new ways. That home also sold, and so it was like unexpected. And it was a bit of that one was like a lot of energy involved in that one, because there was a lot of history and a lot of energy and a lot of stuff that really needed to be cleared out. Like I had a garage there that was pretty much full of my stuff, and I had some stuff that belonged to Lane in there, and my children, and we went through and we had to clear out things and let go of things, and like one truckload to the dump and one truckload to the Habitat for Humanity to drop off stuff. And and basically in the movement then out of that, it was like also my daughter moved out and moved in with a friend, and my son moved into the other side of this current place. We were in a duplex, and he and his partner were on the other side. And so it was like the ending of that whole era, right? And it was very intense. The energy was very intense while I went through that process. But I had learned to kind of surrender myself into the hands of God, so to speak, or to be at the in the care and the grace of the universe, and it worked out beautifully, impeccably arranged, with this beautiful home that we've been in, and that has been a really beautiful home for me this last almost 2 years, and really helped me also to kind of recalibrate personally, because it's a really beautiful space. It's like a high quality Adobe home with like 20-foot ceilings and vigas in the ceiling, beautiful craftsman woodwork and beautiful appliances, and open, whereas the place that I'd been in before was really lovely, but it was like it was almost like a cave, or like a nest in a cave. It was an old Adobe with like, I used to hit my head walking into my son's room, like the threshold, and he's 6'5", like, and I'm 5'11", and I'm like, if I'm not paying attention, I'm going to hit my head and like hurt myself. It was like short and, very like a cave, and I had those flicker bulbs, so moving into this one, it was an opportunity to really to like expand, right? To like open into expansiveness. And I really felt that, and it really happened within my life, and was really beautiful. And I'm grateful for all of that. And, but like in the movement forward now into the great unknown, into the breach, men, yet again. And in this moment of all moments, man, with everything that is unfolding in front of us, that literally we are moments away from experiencing the most profound shift in humanity that has ever occurred. I'm told that it's actually the biggest shift that's ever occurred anywhere in a spontaneous moment, anywhere, like meaning anywhere. But, in this moment, looking forward now to creating something beautiful. And it was interesting because one of the people that I had talked to after I found out about this, I was just given notice yesterday. One of the people that I talked to, I'll paraphrase, but they said, man, I don't know if I would be so zen about this like you're being right now. Like, I'm kind of angry, frustrated for you, right? And I honestly, I think that this is one of these moments, of where we have these opportunities to really practice our practice. And as well to really be clear within ourselves and to be in the universal flow. I just was talking about that this morning with one of my amazing clients, and we rescheduled today's appointment so I could actually come out here and enjoy all of this. But we were talking about flow, like being in that flow and being open to the universal flow, and we were seeing these things. Like, she's very open to the flow. She's an incredible creator, and she's a high level business professional consultant, helping people to recalibrate their businesses and expand, in big ways, like, multi-digit millions of business enterprises that she's like coaching people in, and yet, like, we were seeing things that came up, like where these distortions in our flow can arise. And in this case, for what we saw with her, was like there was this combination of old imprints, like I'm talking like Anunnaki, old imprints, and as well as then current life, traumatic experiences that we all have in different ways, situations where wounding occurs to us, and that we were seeing that there was like a frequency level that these frequencies implant themselves within us that interrupt that flow, and they anchor in those types of distortions. And so I think in these moments that we're living in right now, where we have these unexpected things, I mean, maybe it's a health challenge for you or a loved one, maybe it's a job change, maybe it's something else that is going on, maybe it's old stuff coming up, maybe like me and many others I know, it's memories rising from old experiences that were long, not even available, let alone forgotten. And and as we go through these moments and we're experiencing this squeeze, it's like part of it really feels like there's the alignment to accessing the flow that provides everything that we absolutely could ever need. Sometimes we have to surrender into those flows, Years ago, when after that financial crisis in 2008 and onward, and our business, we owned a furniture store at that time, and tried to keep it afloat for as long as I could, but finally, just like we were just so upside down, and I had to close the store, which in that moment I was 1 foot in a nervous breakdown pretty fully, and I didn't realize it until after we closed the store, and like 6 months later, being like, holy cow, like I was pretty wound pretty tight right there, the largest amount of stress ever that I'd experienced. And but I had this friend that I had a conversation with right before closing the business, and I was like breaking down on the phone talking to her, and she was living in New York, or she was visiting New York or something at that time, and she told me, she said, sometimes when you're falling, it just feels like you're falling, and you're so full of fear, but what we can't see is that as we're falling, right underneath us is this hand that is holding us the entire way down. We're completely safe. And she told me that, and it really hit me, and in that I was like, yep, we got to close the business. And I got to put my faith in the universe, and put my faith in myself, put my faith in my family, and everything to hold me, in that moment, and hold us in that moment. And I think that this is really, whatever that squeeze is that's going on in your life right now, I think that this is our it's a moment of opportunity, that in the face of something that really can be personal, that can be really hitting us, it can really generate fear, that in those moments, that if we're able to kind of recalibrate that energy and align ourselves with trusting, and that we are always held in that the most perfect alignment is that which is to unfold in our lives, then I think that's a good practice right now, to put our practices into practice. So anyhow, take another look at this gorgeous river. The gorgeous being, my fur baby right here, my Atlas, who I love so much. You're such a good girl. Anyhow, thank you for taking the time to listen. That's just what wanted to come through in this moment, and may there be the grace and the knowing that you are held, travel with you, through whatever may be rising in your life at this time. And because every human being on earth is being impacted by what we are moving through collectively right now, and what the world is moving through, this beautiful realm of existence that we live in, shifting. This is what we trained for. This is why we're here. It's good to know you all.